Yeah, you were enjoying that, weren't you?
Yeah, it's a nice cake.
Yeah. Oh, what the cake, all that bit of ABBA?
Well, no, the cake.
What I think we've done is I saw the line flashing during I was having that cake.
Yeah, okay. And
I left it for to torture them.
Oh, yes, torture.
So they've,
Good morning, Mick. How are you, sir?
I'm desperately trying not to sing along. That would be a mistake.
Very, very hard not to, I can tell.
Morning.
Morning. So, Uncle Mick, is that right?
Allegedly.
Yeah, I know. You do look like everybody's Uncle Mick, to be honest. You've got that sort of friendly look about you, in my humble opinion. Always smiling, Mick. I don't know how you do it, but anyway.
I think, Mick, you started this off last time anyway, didn't you, with the Uncle Mick thing? I think you're the perpetrator. I think you did it.
To me, no. I think so, yes. I'm innocent.
Well, tell us, thanks for coming back to us, back on the show. At least you've recovered from your last visit on Major Horton. And,
it's my pleasure.
Yeah, thank you. Now, what we want to talk about, Mick, I mean, again, what we didn't do last time, we didn't capture everything.
We didn't rinse you enough, basically.
Yeah, we didn't capture enough information because it was very short, so we want to add to that. But basically, we're talking about business leads. And in your advice, you started off saying, about networking, and you created this club type thing. Just run it through then, Mick. As an example, we're two businesses. We're just starting out. We're brand new to the business world. We're knocking on your door. Mick, we want to learn about how to network, how to get business leads, and we're knocking on your door, sir.
Would you like some business yourself, Mick?
Yeah, that type of thing.
Help.
What would you say?
Okay, the thing is that social media has the ability to be sort of level the playing field. Now the smallest micro businesses, sole traders, have a chance to raise their profile, put their messages in front of many, many people for little cost. There is a time element. You have to invest in sort of strategically understanding what it is you want to say and who you want to say it to.
Yeah.
And that would be my if I was backed against the wall and forced to give one piece of advice, and that would be to determine why you're on social media. And what that means is what are your goals and objectives for the next period of your business, whatever that is, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. And how can we help you achieve those goals and objectives through social media, which comes down to understanding who you're going to talk to and what you're going to say to them. Yeah. So once you've got that focus, then many other decisions become much easier. Like, who you're going to talk to suggests where they're going to be. So then you might not engage with one or two of the platforms and focus on one or two other platforms, and which means you become more efficient about what you do.
Efficiency.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So, let's fast forward this. Okay, we'll just quickly set up our LinkedIn.
Yeah, I've got that. I've got Twitter.
Twitter.
Have you got a
Facebook?
Google Plus?
Hang on. Yeah. Okay, we're on everything now, Mick. Now what do we do?
Okay. All right. One of the things you've got to remember, it's called social networking for a reason. Okay.
Uh-oh.
So this isn't about. It's not about push sales.
We just want to blast some lads, Mick. We
Yeah.
haven't got time to talk with them. You know that.
I haven't got time.
Just get adverts out there.
So you need to stay as radio DJs then.
Damn. What? Okay.
It's about inbound marketing. Yeah. It's about putting your message out there so that it gets found when people are looking to buy your product or service. Everyone's empowered by the internet and Web 2 and search engines, in my training, I used to say that, back in the day, if you wanted something, you'd go to the Yellow Pages and you'd think, right, where do I find a plumber? Or
Yeah.
someone to come and fix my video. These days, I don't go to the Yellow Pages. My Yellow Pages stays in the shrink wrap that it's delivered in.
Yeah.
But I go online and I Google. But I'm even Googling different now. I don't Google for a brand, or I don't Google for a company.
No.
I Google my want, my need, my desire. So
Yeah.
I ask Google a question. If I want to go on holiday, I don't ask for a particular hotel. I just say, right, I want a hotel with a pool, with a sea view.
Yes.
And Google comes back with the answers. The holiday is the most tangible example of how things have changed. Having identified a resort having identified a particular hotel, you can very easily go and get dozens, scores, hundreds of reviews of that hotel.
Yes.
So I can do all my due diligence, and that applies to any business now. You know, people can find you, can find out about you, they can find out about, you know, the quality of the product and service, what other people think about what you've done, all in a few clicks of a mouse, which is actually really, really good news.
Yes.
Because the old, you know, remember the sales funnel?
Yes.
Back in the day, shovel a lot in the top and some of it will come through the bottom.
Yes.
Well, there's a social media equivalent to that.
Yeah.
And we major on this in our induction training, and it's all about focus and understanding the strategy. And if you get the strategies right and you're putting the right messages in a place where the right people hang out, the sales funnel or the lead generation funnel can be amazingly short with social media. It can happen really, really quickly.
Well, that makes sense then. So what you're saying is, it's the messages we put into this in these areas. Just say me and Darren we're on LinkedIn and as an example then, Mick, and we're putting messages in. We're not spamming them with all our adverts. Yeah, we're going to have to stop that, Darren. It's not working. Is it?
Why not?
Okay. So we're not going to do that anymore. We're going down the line.
I'm just listening now. I will promise to listen.
Okay. We're going to go down this line of putting messages out there and having conversations in certain areas. Then what happens? I mean, Mick, can we get any training on this? Because we're still a little bit naive, maybe. I mean, maybe we're not knowing who to exactly speak to. I mean, or what groups to join, or maybe, you know, is Facebook better than LinkedIn? Is Google Plus better than Twitter? You know, we're new to this game.
Well, I mean, there's lots of training out there for social media. We're a training organisation ourselves. And when I referred to our induction training, we've really put some work in and thought into that. And our induction training is a pretty deep, a deep start to it, because we do like a SWOT analysis of the business and work out what the goals and objectives are, and then we bring that into the social media context. And we don't move on until all of the students have done that analysis and have that answer. And that can take some time, but we're quite good at teasing that information out of people. But once you've got that focus, then it's fairly straightforward. You know what you're looking to achieve, which means you know where the target audience is going to be hanging out. You know what messages to hang there. The next thing is to get your profiles 100% correct and reflecting the message you're putting out there, so that when you've shared some good content, or you've done a blog. I noticed you've got Suzanne coming up next. I can't wait to hear that. Her work is magnificent. I've seen her. She's presented at some of our meetings. So, you know, you start off in the early days, just find good material that you can endorse and then share into your communities. So, you know, retweeting highly shareable content. So you start to raise your profile. When people find this material you're putting out there, eventually they're going to come back and they're going to check out. You mentioned LinkedIn. LinkedIn has a very high visitor to lead conversion rate if you get your ducks lined up. Yeah. So your profile has to be complete, and it has to continue the same message, which is why, you know, in our induction training we talk about focus. Let's have some focus on what we're doing, because, you know, if you're too broad, when people come to your profile, they won't see what they expect. They won't, you know, get confirmation of what they're looking for. So if you get focus, get your messages right, share content that brings people, the right people, to your profile. When they get to your profile, they like what they see, and then they start to surface. Okay, with social media, you're hanging your material out there in the groups, or primarily through groups and discussions and posts, and people can be lurking and reading all your material, but you don't know they're out there, because it's not until they retweet something, or they like something, or they add to a discussion you've put in a group, or click on your profile in LinkedIn, you know, until they surface and you become aware of them, you just don't know they're there. But when they have surfaced, they've done quite a bit of due diligence. Yes. They've liked your material. You know, there is a reason why they're coming through the ether and appearing in your space. You know, and that's what you go back to their profile and look at what they're up to, and you can say, you know, well, is this going to be someone I'm going to learn from? Is someone I'm going to be an associate with, or could this be a prospect or suspect? Yes. And we do train. There's another thing we train is get it off the screen as soon as possible, social media is fantastic for raising your profile and the inbound marketing, getting people to find your material and come forward.
Yes.
But as soon as you get visibility of them, you should start the rapport, the conversations going, and get it off the screen as soon as possible.
So, what I mean, a meeting over coffee or something? Is that
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely. As soon as you think, hello, there's a real reason for us having a one-to-one.
Yes.
Pick the phone up, send an email, tweet them. I'm in Cambridge on Thursday. Do you want to have a coffee?
Yes.
And get it off the screen, because this is what I want. I want this not tattooed. That's the wrong word. Chiseled on my tombstone.
Yes.
No one, as good as social media is, as much as an advocate I am for social media, no one's going to tweet you a purchase order. You hear me saying that all the time.
Okay, brilliant.
Sooner or later, you've got to shake hands.
Yes, no, that's not like that. Okay, now so essentially, towards getting lead generation, there is a fair bit of work and thought process got to go in there. So what you're saying to me and Darren, we need some strategy. We need to think about this, and we need to get some content. I mean, Darren, it's harder work than we thought.
Yeah, well, I'm about to throw in here this one.
Okay.
I mean, how much blooming time do we spend on planning? I mean, because that's a huge right. I'm quite busy, mate. I'm stacked out to the rafters, right? I know that I need this. I know that like word of mouth and that, even if I'm going steady, ain't going to last forever. And I've already had one client drop out on me, but I'm busy for the next 3 months. But I know I need to do this. How am I going to find that blooming time?
Well, and we also train on effective and efficient use of social media. Don't be put off by the initial investment. Okay, the initial investment, you know, if you're in business and you've got an open mind and you have a business plan and you have a strategic viewpoint, this all might be in your head.
Yeah.
But you know where you want, what success looks like. You know what you want to achieve. You know what your unique selling point is. All this material exists. It's either in your head or it may be on flyers or already on your website. So lots of the initial materials there. The analysis of what what platforms you engage with is important, which comes back to the focus.
Right.
So very, very simply put, if you're a business-to-business professional organisation, professional services company, then really LinkedIn, Twitter, Google+, I would say. But certainly LinkedIn and Twitter. If you're business-to-consumer, then maybe not so much LinkedIn, but certainly Facebook, because that's where the consumers hang out. That's oversimplifying it, but that's the sort of analysis you do. So straight away, you can say, right, if I was a professional services company, I'm going to major on LinkedIn, and I'm going to use Twitter as a distribution channel, and I'm going to major on Google Plus for sharing information, but also for finding good content, a really good source.
Yeah.
But I'll just have a presence on Facebook. I won't major on that. So you've kept your time focused. And then there are ways that there are loads of free websites out there that you can set up to do the curation for you. You can set up sources, say like this, I want you to go keep an eye on the output from this person or this organisation, and anything that suits my goals and objectives, present to me. I have a quick read and I can send it out. So you can use tools like Hootsuite and Buffer app for queuing up a load of tweets. First thing in the morning, get a coffee, go and look at the information that has been collected for you through RSS feeds or online newspapers, and then choose the 3 or 4 that you want to retweet or repost through the course of the week, stick them into Hootsuite or Buffer app, and then, while you're driving to your meetings, these messages are being shared.
Sounds awfully efficient.
Yeah, that is efficient.
It can be ever so efficient.
Yeah.
We have a course that sets up a really, really simple social media campaign for you. It takes a couple of hours to set it up, just 2 hours. But after that, you can have, it's 15 minutes a day.
Well, Mick, we're going to have to let you go, unfortunately.
Crikey, that was quick.
I know, it's already, I know it's now 20, so we could speak to you for ages, as you know, and but what we're going to do, we've got all your contact details on the website. Darren, do you want to give our website out details, and people can go there and then capture Mick on, I think we've got everything on there for Mick. I think his website, definitely.
I think so, yeah.
But, Darren, do you want to give that out just a second?
Yeah, sure. It's www.theknowingyourbusinessshow.co.uk. gentlesandarren.co.uk. And it's the first link, live show, which will turn into a podcast later on. If you're listening to this, you already know you're there.
Yeah, you already know you're there, but of course you'll see the podcast going across social media, and we'll be connecting and talking with Mick further on and asking Mick some more questions, because we want to rinse more information out of you, Mick.
My pleasure. It's my pleasure.
It doesn't say Uncle Mick yet, but I'm going to put
We can change that to
I'm going to change that later and put Uncle Mick in brackets. Is that okay by you, sir?
Of course, yes. I can feel a badge coming on.
Yeah, it's coming your way.
I've already made your badge. It's at one of those kid creation sets, I think.
Mick, thank you very much. Mick from 24/7, and that's a great network, and you get some training from Mick, and they're all over the place. So give Mick a call. All his details are on the website. In fact, we need to add his LinkedIn details on there, which I've just noticed we haven't. We'll do that later. Mick, thank you very much. So you have a great day, and thanks for educating us and all our listeners with some useful tips. Thank you very much.
Anytime. Bye-bye.
Ta-da, Mick. Bye. Well, amazing how quick. I'm looking at the clock and I'm thinking, no, that can't be. But we're already on nearly half past, coming up any moment now.
So that was Unky Mick.
Ah, he's fabulous, wasn't he?
And
you could listen to him for ages, couldn't you?
Do you know what? As well, having more questions, as always, we can continue these conversations.
Indeed.
And you feel free. I mean, you heard him. He's very open. We're asking him questions. Ask some of yourself, your own questions.
Yeah.
And,
get stuck into him. He's got all this information and knowledge that extracts all that information out of his juicy brain there. And say on our website, Dan, what's the website address again, sir? And if you want to contact Mick, there's all the details.
It's www.theknowingyourbusinessshow.co.uk, and it's the first link.
Yeah, it is.
It's always chronological order. It's the first link.
And at the moment, he's only got his website, Twitter, and Google Plus on there, but he is on LinkedIn. I've missed that out. And I apologise.
That will be on
his
very
website
soon.
anyway. Yeah, we'll get that.
And also the podcast when it's available after the Edit Dungeon.
Edit Dungeon. We're going into the Edit Dungeon. Anyway, it's time to play another song, and we're fast moving on to our next guest, and this is Spammer. She's a spammer, isn't she?
Is she?
Yeah,
we'll find out. I'll ask her about that.
Spammers.
Because I love spam.
Yeah, do you? What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
In what?
Well,